Hello, accidental techies, nonprofit fam. Welcome to 2024. I've been writing 2012 on some business documents. I think I'm in 2024. I hope you're all having a wonderful wrap up to your week, first full week of this calendar year. And I really didn't even do any promotion or marketing for this little live stream. I'm going to try to get on a couple of times a month, typically on Friday afternoons. If you don't know who I am, my name is Maureen Walbioff. I'm a nonprofit digital strategist and technology coach, and I help nonprofit teams of all sizes and missions and budgets make really smart decisions about the technology they use to engage their supporters, report on impact, and kind of keep the machine running inside your organization. And this morning, I felt really compelled to come on live because I've been thinking about a topic that might be helpful to you, whether you are looking for new software now, whether you're evaluating stuff, you're looking at the stuff that you have in place already. There are many, many factors that go into a good, solid decision about, do I stay, do I go, do I buy product A, B, or C? So some of those questions typically are things like, what does the user interface look like? Am I going to want to log in and use this thing every day? Does it talk to the other systems that we're using? What's the data integration model like? Will it be easy for our team to learn how to use? And kind of what's the company's and the product's reputation in our space? Is it all happy days? Is it a bit of a mixed bag? Are people feeling pouty about the company or the product? So all of these things kind of come together as you're looking at software, existing or potential new systems. When I'm working with customers, clients, nonprofit teams, I like to boil all of these zillions of factors down into three big categories. And I'm going to lay these on you in alphabetical order, not in order of priority, and you'll know in a minute why. Cost, functionality, and support. Most of the time, cost, price, what it takes to get into this thing and use it is the driving force when decisions are made about nonprofit technology. You're renewing a contract that you already have, you're evaluating prospective new contracts that came into your inbox. And I totally understand that. I am a price-based shopper myself, 8 times out of 10, grocery store, gas pump, car lot. I'm making decisions based on cost. It's going to really heavily, if not completely, influence my buying choices. But that is a bad model. It's not a good idea to use price as the main factor or the only factor when you're buying software. And here's why. 3 big secrets I'm going to lay on you right now about buying nonprofit software. These have been true forever, so it's not just for 2024. Number 1, most nonprofit software is priced for whatever segment of the market that company is serving. The level of investment in products, platforms, software is usually fairly relative to organizations' annual budgets. So you are probably evaluating software in your overall segment of the nonprofit market, which means it's probably in your price range. It's not crazy different, high or low, than what you're paying now. The categories here are smaller organizations. One segment of the software market for nonprofits is specifically for small organizations with modest numbers of supporters. Let's say a budget of under $1 million a year, maybe even a budget of under 500,000, 750,000. That's sort of the smaller organizations, and there is software priced for you. Then there's medium-sized organizations. Their list size, their email lists, their supporter lists are probably in the tens of thousands, not in the hundreds. And their budgets usually run somewhere between $1 million up to, let's say, $10 or $12 million a year. Medium-sized organizations can either be outgrowing some of the smaller software or looking up to the larger software. So middle-sized folks, you could probably be happy at either end of that spectrum since you're in the middle. And then the third segment is enterprise levels or very large nonprofit organizations. They've got records, supporter records in the 500,000 to millions, multi-million records is certainly not unheard of in this side of the size spectrum. And their budgets are usually somewhere starting at 10 million and, go up into the stratosphere. So wherever you're shopping, you're probably shopping in a place, or hopefully you're shopping in a place that matches sort of where you are in the industry, a smaller organization, a medium-sized organization, enterprise, or very large nonprofit organizations. So your price is going to be fairly relative to where you're looking. The second little secret here is that most nonprofit software, most software, let's just say, offers really similar functionality. If you need an email tool, a small organization probably needs the same exact functionality that an enterprise-sized organization needs. So even a CRM or a database can kind of, shrink down to fit a smaller organization's needs and scale up to meet a larger organization's needs. So same functionality, your requirements, little org, are probably exactly the same as a big org's requirements when it comes to basic functionality that we all need. Third little secret here, and I have seen this for 20 years easily. Most nonprofits switch software because the support is problematic. Yes, maybe we need something a little bit bigger, a little bit shinier, but if you can't connect to your account manager, or something breaks and it takes forever to fix, or you've got some manual workarounds in place because people don't trust the advice that they get support, or it's really challenging to get a hold of somebody who can solve your problem, this is what makes people move. 9 times out of 10. It is very rare for me in an evaluation and selection project to recommend that people move systems because of what it's costing them. There have been a couple of occasions where a very small organization was sold a very big set of software solutions, and it just was never a good fit. They never should have bought it in the first place. It's usually because they are having trouble with the company. They are having struggles getting help, and sort of the business relationship has broken down. The cost of poor support experiences combined with systems that maybe aren't getting frequent updates, or you had a very bumpy implementation that people are still talking about 2 years later. Oh, that was terrible. I've blocked it all out. It was a disaster. All of those costs are real, but they're invisible. You can't put a price tag on a bumpy implementation unless you needed to fire somebody and hire somebody else to help you. You can only imagine the expense at the end of a year that getting poor support from your software company is costing you. So you could do some dirty math. You could say it takes X number of hours for us to do this out of the system workaround because something never got fixed, times average staff hourly wage equals X. And it adds up really fast over a calendar year. You could even be experiencing the expense of staff turnover because they're sick of dealing with stuff that's broken. There's no end in sight to fix it. You can also lose donors. If you do not have the right information, if you're sending them the wrong stuff, if people can't read their email messages on a phone, some basic things like that. So think about this for a second. If you are basing your decision on price building 10 spreadsheets to track your major donor stewardship program, because nobody at your software company is helping you figure that out, build the workflow, test it, train your team up to use it. Big impact, big expense at the end of a year. Whether or not you can embed a video in an email message, not so much of an impact. But those are the things that people tend to base their software buying decisions on. Shiny, buttony stuff, super AI stuff, and price. But I want you to take a half a step back and look at what you're spending now, not just on the software, not just on your payment processing fees, all of that stuff. It's really about, do I have a partner? Does our team trust support? Are we satisfied with the level of customer service we're getting from our software vendors? Hopefully the answer for you is yes. If it's not, that's generally what makes people start to look around and sooner or later decide to move. So when you're struggling and feeling unsupported, I'd love for you to just take a hot minute and think about what the problem really is. It's probably not the cost. It's more likely to be whether you and your team are happy with the business relationship and support services that you're getting for your money. And if you decide that it's time to switch software, please don't just look at the price. You are unlikely to save any money by moving, unless you're going from something that was too big and you were paying too much in the first place down to an environment that's more right-sized for your budget and your staffing and your needs. If you think about it, you are not just buying technology, you are investing in the product and the business, the company that's supposed to help you use it effectively. So please, 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 if you've got any questions about what you should do, is this too expensive? How do we solve problem A, B, and C? Please pop over to my website. You can find a bunch of resources there at meetmaureen.com. And I promise to be bringing you more of these types of pep talks or little tea times between the two of us, or the many of us, as we get more firmly into 2024. Hopefully, I can help you solve your technology pain points in a way that makes a lot of sense and will serve you and your supporters and your team well into the future. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will catch you on the flippity flip. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much.